The people of the orchard make the orchard what it is. And
That's right.
You do ministry. I mean, you do ministry with the people around you, the people that God's entrusted to you. And I think it's just cool because we got to see that not just through the public declaration of what Jesus has done through baptism, but just the tangible reality of, hey, you're standing by me because of what you've been to me and for me. None of those people are drawing a paycheck from a church. And yet that's the type of impact that you can have to where somebody says, hey, I'm doing this because I've trusted in Jesus, but I want people to know too that this person helped me on my journey. And so it never gets old seeing the people who are out there with them who had an impact in those people's lives.
Yeah, you might think that you're just filling up a cup of ice and pouring a drink into it, handing it to a kid or getting snacks out for everybody, but you're making a massive impact just being there with those students on Wednesday night. And we saw that on Sunday, and it's just really awesome to see.
Welcome to Let's Talk About That, the podcast where we dive into conversations about life and share stories of faith. We're thrilled to be on this journey with you. Whether you're a longtime listener, someone who calls the orchard home, or you're just stopping by, Let's Talk About That is your space to explore, reflect, and connect. Join us as we navigate the intricacies of faith, spiritual formation, and daily life as we invite guests to share their stories with us. So grab a cup of coffee, find a comfortable space, and let's do this together. This is Let's Talk About That, where you can be encouraged and inspired by God's work in our lives.
All right, we are back, but we're a day late. I don't know if you usually listen to this when it drops on Tuesday, but you didn't listen to this when it dropped on Tuesday because, well, as many of us as could took a lot of time off on Monday after O-Day because we was dead. And so we're recording this on Tuesday, dropping on Wednesday to talk all about O-Day. So around the table, I have some friends with me. We have the legend of the orchard, Miss MaryBeth Everett.
Hi.
We have the boss herself, Miss Erin Shrock.
Hey, everybody.
Erin doesn't have on headphones. She has no idea what sound effect I just did. We have the illustrious Matthew Pennington.
Good to be here.
I thought that was funny. Anyway, and then
how'd you get a recording of our Sunday mornings in Labatt?
That's pretty funny. But then we have the man, the myth, the legend, the rapper, Mr. Lucas Lott.
Big rap guy.
Big rap guy right here.
Yeah. Album is trending to number 1 on the charts.
You got nothing to say, Lucas? I mean, we're not going to bury the lead. Lucas legit rapped at O-Day.
Yeah, my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy.
Mom spaghetti.
Yeah, vomit on his sweater already.
Making waves like a jet ski.
Good stuff. I will say.
You're not going to introduce yourself?
Everybody knows who I am.
Oh, okay. Mr. Big Deal.
I'm the one who's on here every week.
Guy's a really big deal.
Yeah, not that big of a deal.
His own biggest fan.
Well, honestly.
He's got a shirt on that says Chip's #1 fan.
Why have I never thought of that before? That's hilarious. Matter of fact, talking about #1 fan, some of our friends just had a newborn, and he coaches volleyball. His oldest daughter plays volleyball. They had their first volleyball tournament this season Saturday, and they had this newborn baby shirt, and the shirt says, "Apparently, I like volleyball." I was like, that's pretty good. But I will say, Lucas, I was impressed with your rapping skills because.
The whole band crushed it.
It was phenomenal. I say that no tongue in cheek whatsoever. It was phenomenal because when we started the process of doing a family friendly night of worship, which by the way, I got called out so hard in Lake City about, when are we doing our non-family friendly nights of worship?
That's what they said.
Yeah. You didn't hear that? They thought we were playing like trap music on some nights of worship, just not inviting everybody.
Club night.
Club night.
Welcome to the rave.
I told Lucas, I said, hey, I want to do this song. I want this one to be a part of it. And we're good. Yeah, fine. Until we start practicing and there's an issue.
Yeah, we realize every Sunday we use multi-tracks for all of our songs. It keeps our band together. It adds, little small sounds in there. Obviously, a song like Your Way's Better by Forrest Frank it has a lot of electronic sounds. It has, like a electronic bass in it, all these other things. And so I'm looking for that track and we can't find it anywhere. We can't find sheet music. We can't find chord charts, anything like that, except for like Ultimate Guitar, things like that. So we are freaking out a little bit. So
you guys had to basically like build it from scratch, right?
Yep.
Crushed it.
Yeah, just threw a click and a pad in our ears and kind of challenged our guys, the ones that I put on stage. Shout out to
Orchard all boy band on stage.
Oh, no.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Did they sell T-shirts?
Yeah.
Did you? Everybody left with a T-shirt.
Anyway, One Direction.
So I just, not to put you on the spot or anything, you want to give us a little sample of your rapping skills here on the podcast as we get going?
Lord, I am so thankful for the ways that you blessed me. Everything you say, making waves like a jet ski. You love every part of me, even when I was...
Oh man, I am here for it. It was good. It was good. Man, O-Day was a blast.
It was.
Now, the reason we don't record this the day after O-Day is because we may be slightly less optimistic about O-Day the day after O-Day. Yeah. But looking back on O-Day, it was phenomenal. We had, Erin, how many people signed in for O-Day?
387 signed in.
387. That's crazy, right?
Did everybody sign in?
Absolutely not. No.
Do you want to name names?
Give us one name.
She could.
Give us one name who you saw refuse to sign in.
Clarence Parker did not sign in, but I did include you in that number.
Oh, see, Aaron's got my back.
He's a big deal, so he doesn't have to sign it.
That's true.
Look, I'm just saying, only one of us left with all the leftover hamburgers. So it was phenomenal. Almost 400 people. Probably by the time you get people who didn't sign in, 400 plus people that were there for O-Day, and there was a lot going on. We had the kiddie pool. We had the pool, which, by the way, one of my favorite moments from O-Day is after everybody's signing in and they're going, like, I guess people were waiting on the pool to open. They didn't realize the pool was open, and the lifeguard is just in there swimming like, well, send people our way whenever they get ready. But we had the pool, we had gel blasters, there was basketball and volleyball and chess and checker. I mean, it was a good time. So I just thought it'd be fun to sit down and talk a little bit about O-Day, because the folks sitting around the table are the ones who planned it, put it together, did all the things. MaryBeth, graphic designer extraordinaire. Erin, making sure that we had food to eat, to make sure all that was ordered. Lucas, the rapper, and Matt, to look important. I mean, we had
Parking guy.
Oh, parking guy. That's what I like. But it was a good time. So I'm interested. What are some of your just immediate, I remember this from O-Day, this was a blast, I think this is something that'll stick with me? It can be serious, not serious. What are some of the fun memories that you have from this year's O-Day?
Well, related to the parking thing, because you get to see everybody who comes in, so it just always stands out to me. It happens at nights of worship and harvest celebration too, but just the people who come in and I'm like, man, I don't know who you are, and it's not a bad thing; it's a good thing, because you're reminded, hey, we have more than one location. What you see on one service on one Sunday is so much less than what the Orchard is. And so it's just always, it just never gets old seeing people come in and I'm like, man, I don't think I know who you are. I don't even know if I've seen you before. And sometimes that's because you go to a different location, or sometimes it's because you're new to the Orchard.
Yeah.
And we're so glad that you're here. And so it's just cool. And I think O-Day is a great opportunity for that.
We had more than one family who it was their first Sunday at the Orchard, and they, took us up on the invitation to come.
Yeah. So that's always just a highlight for me. Just the reminder of we're one church in many locations, and that's intentional. It's by design. And so you just get that visual reminder when we do something like an O-Day.
Did you get cussed out at all doing parking?
Was that a trick question? Was I supposed to?
I don't know. I'm asking.
I did not.
Because I have seen volunteer-led parking arrangements, and sometimes those are not received well. You don't tell me where to park.
Yeah.
But our people did good.
As far as I know, I didn't hear it if so.
Look at them living parking like Jesus.
So he wasn't the only one parking cars. So.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. I was more like the middleman, so they probably cussed Robert out before they got to me.
That's true. Well, I do know that we did not open the gates until 1:55 because we were getting ready, getting parking set up, getting check-in set up. And there were people in line waiting, and I was out there with Robert, and man, I started hearing it from the first car in line. Was like, look, we're the first ones here. I'm ready to come in. Why can't I go in? And I told Trey Lee to be quiet, man, just to chill for a minute.
Trey came rolling up to me, and he's been on this podcast before, and he usually bashes me, so I'm going to return the favor. But he came rolling in. He's the first one there. He's lined up at 1:40. I'm like,
bro, you got little kids. What are you doing here being the first one?
Hey, gates open at 2:00, and then here comes Chip, a little bit of peer pressure, and he gave in. And so he let people come in 5 minutes early.
In fairness, I didn't let Trey in. Trey started coming in. Trey started coming in after he cussed me out. Now, he didn't cuss me out, but he did start coming in. I said, what are you doing? He was like, oh, I'm just following somebody. I was like, yeah, I bet you were just following somebody first in line, Trey.
And he was the first one. And I said, man, I just hope Jesus doesn't come back a little bit early because somebody's getting left out. 2 means 2.
In fairness, we said 155.
You said 155.
We agreed on 155.
We have been saying for weeks, right?
Seth and Hunter probably got nasty emails from doing the welcome the last 3 weeks in Live Oak saying, Gates open 2 p.m.
Don't show up.
Sharp.
Anybody not get a t-shirt, Erin? Like, as in they wanted one, but they were all gone.
No. We have a few left, medium and larges. So show up to the team nights and you might get one.
Hey, look at that. Look at that. I like it. So who else? What were some other fun, good memories from O-Day?
I don't know. My favorite part is last year too was the baptisms. And then
way to take the Jesus answer, MaryBeth.
That's why I jumped in quick because that was my answer.
Jesus and God.
But also the night this was the first year that we did the night of worship at the end, and I liked that.
Yeah.
I liked getting to see all the kids up there. Was pretty cool. I took some videos of some of my friends' kids.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Like, and you and I've talked about this, MaryBeth. Like, you know that the camp age kids, like the students, the older kids, like they were going to enjoy it because that reminds them of camp. But the first look kids, like the little toddlers,
the preschool kids,
they were in hog heaven for that night of worship. And it was awesome to see moms and dads up there with them. Lucas, your family was having a little dance party up front. My man Lachlan was locked in.
Yeah, that was probably a great, not the only, but a really awesome moment for me to just look out and see not just, my kids really locked in, having a great time worshiping Jesus with abandon, but man, just looking across that entire front part of the stage there and seeing all those folks, man, not just the kids, but students, some of my students, but then also parents holding little babies and jumping and dancing. And it was really encouraging, honestly. So,
Erin, I will say I was disappointed, Erin, that you weren't up there showing the girls the church clap, because I don't think I've ever heard church clap being played and not seen Erin just like run out and start doing the church clap with everybody.
To be fair, I was still eating my dinner when all that was going on. But, I have to save that for like my students. My students get to see that.
They need to know that, which by the way,
students up there.
I was going to say, by the way, shout out to the student leaders who helped out with that, like created the vibe down front.
Yes,
they did a great job with that.
Not just that, but they showed up early. They practiced with us last Sunday, but then they showed up early on Sunday to practice with us as we did our sound check. I just can't say enough good things about those girls.
And that's one of the things when we do O-Day, we really don't want to ask a lot of volunteers when we're doing O-Day, because we want it to be a day of fun for them. And yet we can't do an event like O-Day without some volunteers, right? Like and if nothing else, the band, the media, those girls leading, I mean, that they stepped up. They were there. Golf carts. Oh yeah, man. The golf carts were clutch.
So shout out to Kyle Culpepper, Josh
Big
Hinkson.
Pepper.
I'll give half a shout out to Conan Caps because his golf cart worked half the time.
Look, Conan was walking back from putting the golf cart on the trailer, and I just look at him and I said, "What happened?" He just shook his head. Man, I don't even know, man.
Long story short, Conan, he actually played drums, so he was a huge part of that night. But he let us borrow his golf cart for Bold this year. He wasn't even there. He just let us bring it, and the battery was dead when we got it there, and so we didn't get to use it. So we've been giving him a hard time. So he's all pumped up. We text him
looking for redemption, baby.
We text him this week like, "Hey man, do I need to bring a battery with me?" He's like, "No, I got it." We changed it, and then something happened, and anyway, he told me that I tore it up because I drove it around a little bit.
Yeah, we opened up the motor and there was just zip ties everywhere.
No. Hey, I had a dairy farmer tell me one time. He said, "It is a sad state of affairs if baling wire and duct tape can't fix it." That's right. That works out. Or zip ties. Yeah. That's right. Erin, give us a favorite. Hey, that was cool because you saw everybody too checking them in.
Oh yeah, it was. It's always fun to see everybody because I attend the Brantford location normally. So anytime we do an event like this, it's really cool to reconnect with a lot of the people in Lake City because I used to attend Lake City, and just to see a lot of the people in Live Oak as well. So that was fun. It was really cool to see families come that were invited by some of our Orchard families. That was really cool to see. And then honestly, like one of my favorite things is because I didn't get to see it a lot. Just because I wasn't down there by the river. I was kind of running around for a lot of it. But the videos of all these kids being like absolutely sent off the blob.
Oh my
has been golden. I mean, these kids are like full on getting flipped like in the air. It was
I was pretty sure there were, I can't remember which one of Hunter's sons, Hunter Abercrombie's sons.
Lane.
Was it Lane?
Yeah.
Legit, I thought we were going to call an ambulance. Like he hit so hard when he hit, and he came up and said, yeah, I had a headache. I bet you did.
Yeah.
MaryBeth, your nephew, Eli.
Yeah, he flipped like twice and then
Full on somersault.
spun around. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a flip. A flip implies like an orientation of the rotation. Yeah. He was straight like somersault spinning off of that thing.
He was at the mercy of gravity. Yeah, that's what that was.
And Renelle, did you see Renelle's?
Yes.
She looked like she planned it.
Yeah.
Like
She did. Hers was probably the most graceful.
she flipped, but she was just like, waiting on the judges to hold up like 9.7, when she jumps in. Like it was so graceful. But did you guys see, I didn't see it in person. I did see the video of her dad, Rendell, the chef. Did you know Rendell got on the blob?
Yeah, he sent little Rendell
Yes.
off of it, didn't he? Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys know Rendell Manley. He and Kenya have been coming to the Orchard for a while now. They attend the one in Lake City, but they live down in Branford. If you don't know them, you probably know them from Smoking Like a 57 Chevy Barbecue. He is the pit master, or as Kenya calls him, Pud. That's her Pud. But we were in church Sunday, and I was joking with him about the blob, and Rendell said, "Oh, I'm going on the blob." I was like, "Ha ha ha! I bet you are." I saw homeboy start walking down there, and I'm thinking he's going to check on somebody. Next thing I know, he's in the water. I was like, "What? Did he fall in? What happened?" Like, no, he got on the blob. And respect, I will also shout out. Now going to be referred to as Uncle Vernon Masters, who is probably going to be listening to this podcast as he's driving his ups truck around. But Vernon got on there, and he sent a kid, in front of him, and it was fun. Then he comes back around, and John, the camp director, was like, "Well, man, if you just want to slide off the side of the blob, come up the ladder, you can blob as many kids as you want to." I guarantee you he stood in line just to blob kids for an hour and a half before he got off with the dog. He just blob them, get off, get back, blob them, get off. I mean, so I said, that's everybody's Uncle Vernon now. Fun Uncle Vernon from O'Day doing the blob. But the blob is always fun. The blob is always fun. There is a true untold story about the blob, though. Well, this year, we didn't do it. We didn't do an on-site at Camp Anderson video for O'Day promotion. We did last year. And I think we kind of kept it quiet last year because we didn't want anybody to get freaked out. But we've been down there 2 years now. We had to fish a dead alligator from the blob last year.
It was right after the storm. It was right after the hurricane.
Yeah. Who wound up? What is it? John and his staff?
John and Erin.
John did.
John and Erin. They're one of their staff members got the gator out. Well, we smelled it. That's how we knew.
Yeah.
We
went
were
out
out there
to
in
the blob,
line.
and we were like, "Oh,
There are always great stories around the blob.
it's great."
Great stories around the blob.
There was also
that
trees
was like
under
a
the
whole
blob.
month
Yeah.
before we actually
Yeah, I mean,
went to O'Day
seriously
last year. So
seriously though, shout out to John and Erin and those guys because they really did a lot of work that first year. I mean, they were rushing,
did.
they were scrambling, and
there was a lot of cleanup after the storm too.
Exactly, clearing the beach for us to go down and do baptisms. I mean, there's just a list
beach
of
looked
things.
great
that
this year for
it really
baptism.
did. It really
Absolutely.
did.
It did.
And so they put in so much work, but then that lays over to this year. Like they again just so they did such an awesome job with hosting us and being there, being available, trying to help us as much as possible, staffing all the things that we reserved and rented, and it was just really good.
It was good.
They did a very good job.
Talking about baptisms, so I've got two non-serious moments that I really loved at O'Day. Number one, Erin, your dad. I don't know if you know this, but I saw Scott walk by, and he had a hot dog made out in his Chicago style hot dog. It was tomatoes on the side of the bun, lettuce, relish, pickles. And I was like, if I'm ever going to try one, now's going to be time to try one because that actually doesn't look too bad. And I don't know if it's just because I was really hungry or whatever. So I found Scott afterwards and I was like, man, I need you to go make me a Chicago style hot dog. And his eyes lit up. He's like, I can do that. So I held his line in the drink line while he went and made me one. And they were out of pickles. So I didn't get to experience the pickles. It was delicious. I never in my life would have thought that would have tasted like that. It did not taste like a hot dog at all. Like,
More power to you.
brother, I'm telling you, delicious. It was insane. And I will never forget that at O-Day 2025, Scott Paulson helped me have my first Chicago style hot dog.
That man really does love him some Chicago dogs for sure.
It was so funny. I said, it was during, I think, night of worship. We were getting ready. Maybe the girls were doing like the church clap to get started. And I was like, Scott, you going to go out there? And he was like, shook his head. And Teresa was like, nope, he's more of a just hot dog guy. So that was one. Number two was at the baptisms. And I love the baptisms at the river. I've done a lot of baptisms at the river over the years. And usually there's just something peaceful about doing baptisms at the river. This year, I don't think that was a thing. Because I think word got out that the blob was going because it was boat after people just trying to see. And to their defense, I can only imagine what they're trying to process, seeing 386 people on the bank of the Swanee River, trying to figure it out. But they just kept flying by. And our newest pastor, Robert, was helping people walk to the baptismal area in the river. And so he got to see all these boats coming down the river. And I'm telling you, there was a couple of those boats. Robert just had fire in his eyes. He had on sunglasses and I could see the fire in his eyes just staring down those boats, staring like, slow down, slow down. I don't think they saw him. But I saw Robert's face. I told Leanne that night, I was like, brother, I think Robert would have fought every one of those people driving by in a boat. So I don't know, just random moments that, I thought was cool. What about baptisms? You guys got any good stories from some of the baptisms? Because we share names and where they're from, but a lot of times you don't get to hear the stories behind some of those baptisms. So any stories from some of those baptisms?
Yeah, so I had two very special, all of them were special. I was able to baptize about 5 different folks, but all of them special stories. But in particular, my mother-in-law and then I call her my cousin. She's actually my wife's cousin, Mandy. She's mentally handicapped. She stays at the group home in Live Oak. Man, I think just about everybody in Live Oak knows Mandy. She's so sweet, such a fun personality, but they both felt led to be baptized. And so I was able to baptize my mother-in-law. That was a special time for me, but then Mandy's turn comes up. And she's ready. Mandy doesn't get around very well. She doesn't walk super well. She constantly has to hold on to somebody. This time last year, she broke both of her feet. So there was a fear of letting go of things, letting go of her walker and walking into the water across the slippery mud.
Yeah. Cause it's not like crazy, but it's not easy.
But there was also that little drop off, when you first step off.
That's what I'm saying. There was some things.
And so she was really apprehensive going out. I could tell. Me and Matt had her and we walked her out there and we were able to get her to the spot. But as I start to explain, I can tell Mandy is ready.
Mm-hmm. Now, to be fair, we met with Mandy and all the people in Live Oak, but I remember after we met with Mandy, even you were saying, I'm excited for her, but I'm also a little nervous that she might, get a little apprehensive and nervous and kind of back out because of the terrain and stuff like that. Yeah. And so I remember we were like a little bit nervous of I hope she doesn't back out because she's really excited now. I hope she doesn't back out then. Mm-hmm. And she did everything but back out. She was ready.
Brother, I'm not sure she got too nervous. If she did, her excitement overwhelmed it. She was ready.
Sure. I didn't even get to, typically you say, it is my privilege to baptize you in the name of the Father. So I got to the Son.
I was going to say, I think she got to the Father. And
she dove backwards and I had to catch her in the water and pull her back up. But then the coolest part of that to me was, obviously that was funny. But when I brought her back up and I said the rest of what I was going to say, she started walking on her own. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you caught that. She started walking on her own. She wasn't worried about the terrain anymore. She was confident hey, I just did what I did. I'm excited. I'm ready. Cool. I'm ready to go back to my people. And I was just like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah. And also, if you're sitting on the bank, you couldn't hear this, but after she jumped back because she was ready, she comes up out of the water and she says, I'm doing this again next year. So she was really excited. It was cool for me to sit down. We got to sit down with her and talk. And, in her own way, she explained about Jesus and her understanding of who Jesus is and what he's done. And I believe these were her words when we met, was that we're covered by his blood, and it was just a really cool moment to sit down and to hear her articulate like, hey, this is why I want to do it because of what Jesus has done for us. One of the cool things for me, and we didn't really get to talk a whole lot about this, part of it is just, the number and if you told everybody's story in detail, you'd just be there for hours. But also the boats and stuff, it's hard to talk over an airboat going down the river. But if you were there, then you saw this. If not, you may see pictures. But one of the cool things to me is always like who is out there with the people that are not paid staff or they're not a pastor on staff. And so a couple of things that just stand out to me, there were some parents who were out there who got to participate with their kids. There were some parents who were baptized and their kids got to be there and see that. But the ones that are always really, really memorable for me, and it was in Live Oak, so I remember it well, but Don Conley and Brittany were out there because the girls who got baptized are in their small groups on Wednesday nights. And they specifically asked, hey, can this person go out with me? And so it's just a reminder. We've been talking a lot about informal missionaries and those people, the parents who are out there with their kids. None of those people are drawing a paycheck from a church. And yet that's the type of impact that you can have to where somebody says, hey, I'm doing this because I've trusted in Jesus, but I want people to know too that this person helped me on my journey. And so it's always just, it never gets old seeing the people who are out there with them who had an impact in those people's lives.
Yeah, you might think that you're just filling up a cup of ice and pouring a drink into it, handing it to a kid, or getting snacks out for everybody, but you're making a massive impact just being there with those students on Wednesday night. And we saw that on Sunday, and it's just really awesome to see.
Yeah, that's good. All right, ladies, any baptisms stand out to you, stories behind it? I know you had some students and peoples that participated.
Yeah, my niece got baptized.
Miss Gracie.
Miss Gracie. So that was really cool to see her make that commitment and decision on her own. And then another little girl from Sunday mornings, Miss Emma, got baptized too. And so that was really
because
cool
you and Haley, I usually sit down with most of them, but you and
Yeah.
you and Haley sat down with Emma and had that conversation.
Yeah.
And so
it was cool to see how excited she was and just be ready for that. She was ready.
Oh yeah, she was.
Yeah.
It's funny when you can just tell they're excited. Not that they're not nervous, but they're excited.
Yeah.
Ready.
And I mean, speaking of Haley, she was out there for one of the baptisms.
Yeah.
And
She was.
we talk about mentors, and a lot of times we think of small group leaders and like adults to kids, but she was out there, and Eli was mentioned as well, although he was, I think, running people on golf carts and stuff. But they were both mentioned.
We don't know exactly what Eli was doing, but he was working.
He was
promise
He
you.
was working.
I promise you, Eli was working.
Well, and to talk about Haley during the baptisms, she helped baptize Katie. But she also, when everybody was kind of like lined up off to the side, probably nobody noticed this, but I was standing right next to them. So I noticed, but she walked up to a mom and daughter who were in line to be baptized, who she knows well and has a good relationship with. And she just said, hey, I want to pray for you guys real quick. And she, right then and there,
Cool moment.
yeah, right before they had, I don't know, maybe two people ahead of them. They were going soon, but she told them she wanted to pray with them real quick. And, nobody saw that. Nobody knew that was happening. So I thought it was cool.
I actually took a picture of her praying with Ethan right before she went and prayed.
Oh, see, I didn't even know she
Yes.
prayed with Ethan.
She prayed with Ethan right before that. And so I actually got a picture of her praying with Ethan because that was who I was going to say the baptism all of them, obviously.
Sorry. I stole your thunder.
It's okay, but it's fine. all of them are special.
Saving that story. Thanks, Matt.
But Ethan, I've known Ethan since he was a little elementary school squirt. And it's been really, really cool this last year to watch his journey. And Haley and Eli have played a massive role in that.
I wanted to speak to that. I mean, so most people don't realize Haley just graduated high school.
Right.
So like she went to camp with us this year as a senior in student ministry, not fully out of student ministry yet. Eli, fresh out of high school, first year of college, kind of finishing up, starting his second year. They're young. Like they're young people. Haley was a student when she was pouring into Ethan and these other students on.
So this wasn't an adult to a kid. This was a peer to peer.
This is peer to peer.
And I think it's just a picture between whether it be a small group leader, a parent, or peer to peer. I mean, like this is what we're talking about when we talk about Impact Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we talk about informal missionaries is like the people of the orchard make the orchard what it is. And
That's right.
You do ministry. I mean, you do ministry with the people around you, the people that God's entrusted to you. And I think it's just cool because we got to see that not just through the public declaration of what Jesus has done through baptism, but just the tangible reality of, hey, you're standing by me because of what you've been to me and for me.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
That is good. I think, one of the things I love about the Orchard is if you were to look around this podcast table right now, right, the 5 of us sitting here, we are not young people.
Who's the
at
youngest?
the Orchard? Matt's the youngest.
Oh, okay.
Erin's the oldest, but we are not young people.
Correction. Let's put that out there. I am not the oldest at the table.
This is a
Easy, Erin.
podcast.
Jeez. First time I ever had to use the censor button on the podcast. Oh my gosh.
That is not fair.
Oh my gosh, Erin, just stop.
Stop while you're ahead.
You guys, your lead pastor. He's a mess.
I want you guys to know we are 87 episodes in it, and I've been waiting to use that censor button, and it was so worth it. It was
Needed the right
so
person
worth
on.
But okay, back to my serious point I was trying to make is that, we are around this table in our 30s and 40s, and we're not young people in real life, right? There's a generation of adults behind us, but in a lot of churches, we're the young adult class.
Yeah.
Right. And to see Eli Haley, in leadership positions at the church at 18 years old, 19, 20 years old, like that's young adults who are stepping in, and it is exciting.
Let me just say this real quick to kind of paint the picture behind the scenes. Haley and Eli are not in leadership positions because that's something that they were striving for. It's because they've been doing ministry for a long time, just on their own, in their own ways. Like they have been leading without ever given a title. And they've been doing that in student ministry. They've been doing that serving in kids ministry. And so when we say that they're leading, it's not because we gave them a title and now you're a leader. They've been leading for a long time just by taking ownership in their areas and investing in the people around them. And so, now they are quote unquote titled leadership, but they have been doing this for a long time just because that's who they are.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, rabbit trail a little bit, but that's something that we really value at the Orchard is we don't want people to lead through authority or position. We want people to lead through influence. And, one of the things I've always said is if you want to find a leader, go see who people are following, right? You don't make a leader, you find them because people are already following them. And, that's good. I'll share with you a baptism that was special to me. And there were several that really were. One, Todd, came to us years and years ago, and just started helping out with some mission work because his wife was attending here, but he wasn't sure if he believed, what he believed, and he got baptized. But the one that really got me was a mother and daughter that were baptized, and I didn't get to share their story. One, because of the setting and because of the nature of it. But what most people there didn't know is just several weeks ago, I did the memorial service for her husband and her father, the wife's husband, the daughter's father, who had a lot of struggles in life and took his own life. And it was a hard time for them, and we walked through that with them. And on the other side of it, they asked about being baptized. And so MaryBeth and I kind of had a little conversation about that because the mom had, I'd not baptized her. She had, that was, okay, let's have that conversation. The daughter, we just baptized on Easter. And I told MaryBeth, I was like, that's kind of a quick turnaround. She even asked when we were talking, is that too quick? And I was like, oh, we need to talk about why. Because in my mind, she just wants to take part of this with her mom. And so I'm like, well, I'll just tell her she can come help me with the baptism, right? But when we have that conversation, a lot of the issues that began to take a bad turn with her dad and all that started right around the time, in between the time I want to get baptized when she left Bold to I'm getting baptized at Easter. And it was a dark time in her life, seeing her dad go through all that stuff and ending the way it did. And she was like, I just don't feel like I really got to celebrate what we're supposed to be celebrating in baptism, what Jesus had done for us. And it's not that I don't think I knew what I was doing the first time. It's just that I want to be able to truly enjoy this with my family and not have all this other stuff hanging over my head in the background. And I told MaryBeth, I said, well, dang, if that wasn't a good reason.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, to talk to them, knowing that leading up to that, knowing how emotional that decision was for them to say, we believe Jesus has brought us this far, and the mom, you know, I'm ready to take this step of faith in baptism. That was huge. And that was a big moment. And a big part of me there at O'Day hated that everybody couldn't appreciate that
For what it was.
But again, it's so hard during the time, the setting. And also you don't want to make them feel awkward because again, they want to be celebrating this moment,
Right.
you know, but it's just stuff like that, you know, those of us here at the table right now, you know, we're privileged to see some of those stories, and not everybody gets to see those stories. They don't get to understand the fullness of a journey of an Ethan or this family or Todd or whatever. So it is kind of cool when you see all of that come to fruition. It's exciting. So here's my question. What time did you guys get up and start getting ready for work on Sunday morning? Look, they just all gave me that. Wait, is this Chip Boss or is this Chip podcast host
Sunday
or what
morning?
are we talking? Just curious.
Okay.
We don't
I
punch time
was
clock.
like up.
4 a.m.
Yeah, Matt's got us all beat.
Like what time we
With the
got
newborn,
to the
yeah.
church,
No,
or what
what
time
time- what
we
time
got
you-
up
what
and
time
got started
you-
getting ready?
Got up, started. Hey, we're getting ready for the day.
6:15.
Yeah, 6:15.
I set my alarm for 6:30 every Sunday morning.
Yeah, around there. Lucas like 8:20,
5:30.
5:30.
Yeah.
I'm a 5:30 guy on Sundays too. Erin has one service in Brantford.
To be fair, Sunday's not actually a work day for me.
Like, to be
Sundays
fair,
is
Erin had a
an
full
off
work
day.
day on Monday.
She said 10:05.
I slept until 8:30.
Yeah.
But Sunday's not a work day for
We were
me.
done.
Yeah, no,
Listen,
no,
we
you're
were done with band practice, and we were having a baptism meeting at 8:30.
All right, but so here's the question.
Erin said she doesn't get there till the second song
Here's
anyway.
the question. That's funny.
That's fair.
What time did you guys get home and like were able to kind of start getting settled, relaxed for the day, Sunday?
I think like 9:30.
I think 9:40.
I don't
Probably
remember.
closer to 9:40 because
I can tell you what time I polished off my Yoo-Hoo on the way home.
About 5 minutes after
Yeah.
you pulled out of that bar.
We hit that sun stop in Brantford. And I said, I know what I'm getting.
You who?
glass bottle Yoo-Hoo.
That's right.
Yeah, I think I was right around that 9:40 or whatever mark too. And so you look back at that, and all of us, even Erin, Erin, you're just taking punches today, man.
It's all right. It's all right. Just see when payroll rolls around next time.
So
Checks, direct deposit. All right, it cleared.
long days, right? A lot of work goes into it. Quite frankly, a lot of money goes into making a day like that happen, from renting the facilities to turns out free t-shirts aren't free for everybody, you know. The meal, it cost a lot to do that. So here's my question. Was it worth it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
I was like, Aaron was like,
Well, you
what's
looked
she
at me and
about to
I
say?
was like,
yeah.
So
you guys-
much so that we should do it again this Sunday.
Yeah. What you guys don't see
I'm
is
sorry, I had a stroke for a minute. What'd you say?
what you don't see is Erin has the profit and loss in front of it right now.
She didn't. So
She doesn't know.
again, we would all 100% agree. Yeah, it was worth it. So final question. Why? What makes a day like that worth it, considering all it cost physically, emotionally, financially for you? And we can go around the table, we can alternate, whatever. What makes that day worth it for you?
I think for me, it's really a day of celebration from start to finish. You know, you have fun, you have the blob, you have gel blasters and all of that, but it's almost the culmination of what happens throughout the year. And it's a single day where you all get to come together and celebrate. You celebrate through baptisms. We celebrated through worship at the end in a way that is even unique to us, you know, as far as like just very upbeat. But you see students, you see the next generation, you see kids, you see parents who are just enjoying it and having fun. And so to me, what makes it worth it and the why behind it is is it's a culmination of a lot of ministry that happens beyond one day. O-Day is a single day, but the culmination of the events that lead up to O-Day, whether it be baptism or worship, investing in the next generation, or building relationships to invite a new family who comes to O-Day. I mean, it's just really, it's a visual to all of us, but it represents ministry throughout the years, plural, the stories that are shared and all that. So to me, it's just, it's a day to come and to celebrate. And so to me, that makes it all worth it, that you get to celebrate alongside of so many different people in so many different ways.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, ditto. He said it all.
Yeah.
You can't say ditto. That's not how that works.
He said it all. No, I mean, for me, I'm always amazed when our 3 locations come together every single time, whether it's a night of worship, harvest celebration, O-Day, it always amazes me. Going back to what he said, seeing people you don't necessarily recognize, but them coming up to you and saying, "Oh, you're the worship leader in Live Oak." Like, "Oh, nice to meet you. I'm so-and-so." It's just this refreshing reminder that not that this is the only thing, but the umbrella of the orchard reaches a lot of people. And it's a great reminder that we as a church are blessed in having our 3 locations, but 2, like, we get to celebrate as one body on that day. And celebrate not just however many baptisms, not just the awesome worship and worship environment, not the great food, not the blob and the gel blasters. All that is so great, but to celebrate what God is doing in our church and the culmination of that with us together is just really special.
Yeah, it's good. Ladies, anything?
I don't know. I like it because it's like it shows people a different side of church, I feel like.
Yeah.
Good.
Not just like a Sunday morning worship service church.
Not
like,
a buttoned up, polished.
right.
Yeah.
Like, this is my church. I'm here on Sunday mornings. This is what we do. But it's like, it feels, which I know we've said this about Harvest Celebration before, but it feels like a family reunion kind of while you're there.
Yeah. Except you like the people that you're with.
Right. Yeah. But it's just the whole day is laid back. Everybody's hanging out. You're in casual clothes. Your kids are running around in, bathing suits.
It is amazing to me, our more mature orchard family that just lines up in chairs and just watches
sits
the
and
blob for
yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
And clap and cheer. I love it.
Yeah. It's just like everybody's relaxed. Everybody's just like watching their kids play or watching other people's kids play. I don't know, but it's like our church. This is our community. This is our family. And it's just a different side of that not everybody gets to see all the time.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that part of it, in that's why it's worth it to me, because it reminds me that we're not just doing mission together, but we're doing it with people that we enjoy being around.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh gosh, O-Day's coming up. As much work as O-Day is to pull off, none of us at the office begrudge it. I mean, it's a genuine excitement. Yeah. O-Day's coming. We're excited about O-Day. And it's because we enjoy being around the people. You can tell listening to the podcast, probably we have fun working with each other. It's cliche, but it really is a family atmosphere in the best sense of the term. But it's family with a purpose. Right. Yeah. So the purpose at O-Day is fun, but it's a culmination of, man, we live on mission all year long. We want to live on mission together. You got to have fun with the people that you're on mission with. But, contrary to what Matt said, it's not something that you do every Sunday. I think if you did O-Day every Sunday, less than a month, people quit coming. Mm-hmm. It's just
a long drive,
because it's that rareness. It's that let's just breathe for a minute and be together that makes it, I think, so special. Mm-hmm. So
I just want to add, I think our folks don't want to miss it. It's a busy time of the year. I mean, school just started back. Yeah. That was what was thinking in my head. I'm thinking, how many people are not going to come because school just started back? They're just getting adjusted to their routine again. I mean, I even had one of our more involved members on Sunday, Dan. He was like, I don't think we're going to make it. Blah, 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 blah. We have this, we have that. And then after the service, the second service, I claimed the Holy Spirit worked on him,
Absolutely.
But Hallie looks over at Dan and she says, hey, I think we should go. I just feel like we really need to be there.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, isn't that cool?
So I will say that I heard 2 suggestions that we could change for O-Day.
You'd open the box.
The box was opened on me, and but they were good. They were good suggestions. I think one was, doing this right when school's starting back up's probably not the best time. I was like, lame, except you're right. But it was what it was. Two was, it would be nice if when we're outside for that long with 90-something degree heat, there was coolers of water around. And I was like, there wasn't coolers of water around. It's like, wait a minute, we forgot waters, and they have water fountains there for the record. And when we go bold, we tell kids to bring water bottles for the water fountains that are there. But I don't know about Live Oak and Branford, but Blake said he might not have heard that. So
Erin doesn't know she missed the announcements.
She doesn't come in until the music starts.
We do the announcements at the end. Thank you very much. I'm always there for announcements.
You don't leave early?
No.
Are you sure?
Do not be making those sound effects on me.
All right. So shifting gears real quick before we wind this thing down. O-Day is over, but we're not slowing down because next month we have some events that we are equally excited about for different reasons. We have our Here For It team nights that are coming up, and those are going to be happening on Sunday nights in September, starting on September the 7th with our student and kids ministry volunteers that are going to be in Live Oak. On the 14th, we have our First Impressions teams that are going to be meeting in Branford, and the 21st worship experience teams, band and media, be meeting in Lake City. If you're listening to this podcast, you probably have already heard about this on Sunday morning, seen it on social media, whatever. But I want to encourage you to come to those. It's going to be another night of fun, but not so much celebration as encouragement. It's going to be a time for us to encourage those who put in time to make the Orchard what it is, and really to cast vision for where we're headed in that next season of the Orchard. So
just a word on that.
I was going to say, you guys are sitting around the table. You lead in these areas. What do you want to tell people about why these Here For It team nights?
Just a word on that. We said it on the last episode, but I will reiterate it. These are for every location's volunteers in that ministry area. So the first one, September the 7th, will be next gen. So that's kids and students, but that's all kids and student volunteers.
So when you say all kids and student volunteers from all locations, if I serve in kids ministry in Lake City, is it for me?
Yes. You will just come to Live Oak to the team night.
Wait, what if I'm serving in student ministry in Branford?
Yep. You'll be there.
Okay.
September 7th.
Double checking.
Yep. And so just to reduce confusion on that, it is for all volunteers, but every location is hosting a different area of ministry. You should be able to get more information from your team leader, whoever that may be. But I will just say this, these are going to be very intentional nights. They're going to be fun, but they are going to be vision, for why do we do the things that we do in these areas. And so, if you're just the kind of person, you're like, hey, I just want to come to every church event ever, like that's fine, but this is probably not the time for you to do that, because these are very specific nights for two people. Number one, the person who is already volunteering, yes, like, make plans to be there, cancel plans to be there, because we think it's going to be worth your time. Or if you're interested in serving in a specific area, and that doesn't mean just like, oh, I've thought about it once. This is like, no, I'm really thinking about getting involved in this area. It'd be a great time for you to come because you're going to hear the in-depth why behind what we do and why we do it in these areas of ministry and how it relates to the big picture of what we're trying to do. So just to provide some clarity there, I am really excited about these. I think it's going to be a great time. And it's going to be fun because everybody there is kind of in the same area already. And so we're going to be able to build off of that and just kind of have some very specific conversations with people who are already kind of on the same page.
Yeah, I think that can't oversell the importance of these nights. I think they are pretty important. And you say, well, what if I serve in multiple areas? You got plans for a couple Sunday nights. And if you serve in kids, students, and worship experience, you got some pretty good looking wristbands on Sunday because we got that orange and blue going on, baby.
Yeah, we got to do better about that.
Orange and blue, baby. Anything else about the Here For It team nights? Anything that you'd want to throw out there to them?
There might be a party favor if you come.
A party favor?
Party favor.
Nice. I like it. All right. Well, that was a good conversation. It was fun. Any final words? Erin, anything you have for us?
No.
You're such a turd.
She doesn't know what happened then. She'll have to listen to the podcast to hear what that one was. Anyway, man, it's a good conversation. Hope you guys enjoyed O-Day as much as we did. And anyway, we hope that this Sunday you'll look forward to just as much. It just won't be quite as crazy. All right. Well, we'll catch you guys next week right here on Let's Talk About That.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Let's Talk About That. We hope it encouraged and challenged you as we continue to grow on this journey of faith and embrace community together. If you have any questions, thoughts, or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Reach out to us through our social media channels or visit our website to stay connected. Your support is what makes this podcast impactful. If you found today's discussion meaningful, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, share the episode with a friend, and leave a review. Your engagement helps us spread the message and connect with others who can be encouraged through these conversations. Until next time, we hope this episode inspired you to live out your faith this week. Keep the conversations alive and remember we're all on this journey together.